Hi there, I'm Rachel Jackson with Yum Healing Arts, and this is my part 2 video to my top 3 essential oils for springtime wellness. I released part 1 a few weeks ago, and I started off with giving you a little background on my message for March and sensitivity in spring and becoming the free and easy wanderer. And I offered you my first top 3 oils for springtime wellness. And in this video, I wanted to offer you my second top 3 oils for springtime wellness, and really focusing in on that theme of sensitivity in spring and leaning into becoming the free and easy wanderer. So I want to start with helichrysum for this video, and I chose helichrysum because this is one I'll bring in for allergies in spring. I'll also bring it in for a liver tonic and for working with replenishing the liver, regenerating the liver, but also detoxing the liver at the same time. But I bring this in with a caveat because it is a very high vibration essential oil, and using it as a singular essential oil, it can be quite a jump vibrationally. It's especially if we have a lot of congestion in the liver, whether it's physical congestion or mental emotional congestion where there's like repressed emotions, because the liver really likes smooth, harmonious flow. And I might bring in lavender to help bridge the gap. However, just do a test patch with any essential oil that's new to you, even if it's just a new company that you're using or a new batch that you're using. So helichrysum is one that's really often referred to and known for its ability to work with skin disharmonies and regenerating skin cells, anti-aging, things like wrinkles or wound healing, and rashes and inflammation. It can be useful in formulas that takes down itch or rash or any kind of inflammation in the skin. But anything that's happening externally is also happening internally. So I will bring helichrysum in, Helichrysum italicum. This one's from Corsica. I'll bring in helichrysum in when there is this internal extremes. And we'll see that with liver disharmonies, where there's these emotional extremes, really high highs and really low lows, really reactionary. And in springtime, there's a lot fluctuating, so it can be hard, especially even right now as I'm recording this video. Mercury's in retrograde, and there's just been a lot of fluctuations and a lot of plot twists and pivoting that needs to be done. And when we're in the spirit of the free and easy wanderer, when our liver energy is in harmony, we can kind of flow with it. We can adapt and we can relax into it and kind of soften into the higher order of things. However, when the liver is kind of tense and that liver energy is maybe a little congested, there may be a lot of irritability and anxiety that comes in with all of these fluctuations. So helichrysum can just be one that we bring in during these kinds of times to soften that edge of internal emotional extremes. Second oil that I'll bring in is cornmeal. I chose cornmeal because I personally like this one a lot. It's very grounded and earthy and green, a little bit more grounded than like peppermint. However, I will bring in any of the mints in springtime. Mints are thought to be a visionary herb, and so it can bring in a lot of clarity, mental clarity, emotional clarity, and it can be a nice one to diffuse during the day when you want to keep that mental clarity as you're working or as you're doing your spring cleaning. It can be a nice one to diffuse at night when you want to keep your vision clear, maybe for dreaming, but even just to decongest after a day of gardening and maybe you've gotten a lot of pollen and dust into your sinuses. It can be a nice one to prevent those morning allergies by diffusing some peppermint or cornmeal at night, maybe with a little eucalyptus and rosemary. But if you're still in an area that is quite cold in climate, you may avoid putting it on your skin. I'm in Arizona and we're going to get 100-degree weather here in a couple of days. If you're in an area where it's still cold, you may just want to diffuse it, or you might drink some peppermint tea instead, bringing it in as an herb instead of the oil. That's another option. But if your body is cold, you might not be putting it on your skin directly just yet. In the summer, it is glorious. It's such a relief. Last but not least is angelica root. And this one is warming, so you might be putting it on the soles of your feet or on the digestive system. And I'll bring this one in when we're really in transition, at the end of winter, beginning of spring, on the cusp. And it smells kind of bitter and earthy like roots, a little watery. And I'll bring it in with intention when I want to call in the angels, when I'm intentionally asking for help, whether it's from the seen or the unseen world, from my ancestors or my spirit guides. And it's one I'll bring in if you're still feeling kind of fatigued or depleted from winter. Maybe you need a little bit more of a tonic to fortify that kidney energy, that vital energy. So I'll bring angelica root in like after long illness, or just when you're in general still feeling fatigued. Angelica root is one I'll bring in when I feel that kapha energy is still lingering in my system. It just gets things moving, it moves the energy, and it's one that I'll bring in when I feel like I could use a little bit of support, especially if you're like me in early spring and you've got a lot of ideas and visions and excitement about different things that you want to create. And sometimes, especially in the beginning, we might really need to be asking for help, or we will burn out, or we will overextend. So it can be a nice time for volunteering, for doing karma yoga, but also for asking for help when we need it so that we don't burn out and so that we can start to see the vision take root. So I hope that this video is supportive to you. I hope that both the videos together offer you some aromatic support this season, and let me know what you think in the comments below. And check out some of the other offerings that I have for you on my website. I have some pre-recorded aromatherapy classes, and I also have some aromatherapy in season classes that you can book with me privately or with private groups, and other live pop-up classes and scheduled classes in the events on my website. So just check them out, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.